70th of that, I must remember that one. Now to the man who virtually reinvented musical theatre in this country. He started writing music at the tender age of 6 and performed his first musical at the age of 13. In 1965, he met another lad called Tim Rice, and they went on to create hits such as Joseph, Evita and Jesus Christ Superstar. In the trophy cabinet, there are 7 Tony Awards, 3 Grammys, 7 Oliviers, a Golden Globe, an Oscar, 2 Emmys, cycling proficiency badge and swim 50 yards. He also has a knighthood and is a peer of the realm. But what is Andrew Lloyd Webber's greatest work? Here to discuss, the star of Sunset Boulevard, Faith Brown, an unlikely fan in Kelvin, Mackenzie, and from the original cast of Cats, a theatrical legend, Bonnie Langford. To see you. So, it's an incredible, as they say, canon, isn't it, Bonnie?
It is.
I mean, what... But you were in Cats. I remember coming and seeing you as Rumpelteazer in Cats.
I was original Cats in 1981, which is hard to believe. I was 16, and it was quite extraordinary. I was a ginger. I was a marmalade cat, actually. Yes, I think I was actually Paddington Bear of the cat world, and it was extraordinary. It was an extraordinary experience because. We really had no idea. I went for about 5 different auditions. I even did a piece of Shakespeare for my audition, for the point of which is what. And also, it was one of those shows that we knew would be either a huge hit or a huge flop. Yeah, and until we did that very, very, very first preview, which was quite traumatic in coming, we had no idea. And I remember Trevor Nunn speaking over the tannoy, the loudspeaker, backstage at the end of the show, and he said, "Dear company, we have a show." So we went, OK, we'll be fine.
Let's remind ourselves what it was like.
I saw that live,
yeah.
And it sends a shiver down the back, which is something, apart from any time I meet my bank manager, doesn't happen very often. Not only is he a prolific and fantastic and a worldwide hit, the thing that's often not noted about Lloyd Webber is that he stayed in this country and paid British taxes. Now he could live anywhere in the world and pay nothing. He chooses to stay here and pay 40% of his income to Gordon Brown. Now, how mad must he be? Anyway, I know that's not often said about him, but it is something fantastic that he does do.
Bonnie, it wasn't originally... We saw Elaine Page thinking that it wasn't going to be Elaine, was it?
No, it wasn't Elaine. In the rehearsal period, it was Judi Dench. Dame Judi Dench was going to play Grisabella.
And what happened?
And, well, what happened was in the first week of rehearsal, she was originally also playing the Gumby Cat, one of the other parts, and she had to dance a little bit, and so Gillian Lynn, who was the choreographer, made her do ballet class every day. And she was wearing very, very flat shoes. She walked across the rehearsal room at the beginning of this number, and her Achilles tendon went boing and snapped completely. She had to go into hospital, have an operation, and it went wrong. Yeah. She came back for the technical rehearsal, the first time we ever went on the set, which was extraordinary, because you remember, it was completely in the round, and it was amazing. John Napier did the set. It was incredible. And she came up one of the gangplanks and fell over and said, "I can't do this." And basically they put in the call to Elaine, and she had 4 days to rehearse.
And the rest is history. Now, Faith, you've been in one. You were in Sunset Boulevard,
yep,
playing Norma Desmond, the ageing star. How did you get the part?
Well, I got the part by Roger Bramble, a great friend of mine. He rang me up and he said, "Faith, I think you'd be great for this part. They're casting for Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard." And he said, "Does your agent know anything about it?" She didn't even know anything about it, you know. So I thought, my God, I want to do it. So I got her to get on to David Grinrod, you know, the casting director, and I went for an audition. Well, I went for the audition, and thank God they liked me, you know. And then I got a recall to say they wanted me back. You know, I was petrified the first day. I thought, well, I'm going to get dressed up, cover the blonde hair with a turban. I literally did. And a long flowing dress. And I walked in, you know, like, sort of like this. And David Grinrod said, "Oh, my God, Norma Desmond. 'Tis Norma." Anyway, to cut a long story short, Andrew, he cut his Paris trip to come and see me, thank God, you know, thank God. And then when I heard that David Greenrod was going to be there, you know, with Kevin Wallace. He was the producer. He's now producing the Lion... what is
Lion
it?
King.
Yeah, at the moment, not the Lion King, the Lord of the Rings. Oh, Lord of the Rings. See, I've gone a blank. What the hell's the matter with me?
I'd have helped you out there, but I hadn't a clue.
You'll help me out. Don't worry, don't worry. Anyway, Lord of the Rings. So anyway, he's there, and I'm so nervous. I can hear my knees knocking, and I'm singing, and there's 4 of them. You know, all the big heavyweight people there. The producers, David Carson, David Greenrod. You know, all of them are sitting there. Kevin Wallace, and all of a sudden, I notice that Andrew is in the middle, and his head goes down like this, and I'm thinking, oh God, he hates it. I'm singing as if we never said goodbye. Yeah? And I was thinking, I wish I could go. I want to get out of this place. Anyway, he wasn't. He came up to me afterwards, and he grabbed. He'd been crying. His eyes were red raw, and he said, "I was so bad." No. But he said to me, "Do you know what?" He said, "That is fabulous. You've got the job." He literally gave it to me.
Let's have a look at you in action.
Oh,
Here you are,
thank you.
Norma Desmond. You'd have made me cry as well. It's wonderful. Bonnie, the one that's still running, of course, in London is Phantom, which is still holding him in.
80 million people. You see, this is the thing about Andrew. I think he's the most amazing businessman, because he has... Where theatre was very exclusive and, you know, basically you have to go, you have to invest your time and your money, he has made it so accessible. So, I mean, I think over 80 million people worldwide have seen Phantom, which for a show is unbelievable. And I went once to... I went to the opening night gala in Los Angeles with him, and it was so funny because we were in this very long stretch limo. We arrived, we drew up outside, and there were people outside dressed up in Victorian clothes, and one person dressed as the Phantom, and they were getting the audience members to have their photograph taken as a sort of a way of making money. And one of these people went up and said, "Hi, sir," and this was to Andrew, "would you like your photo with the Phantom?" And he was like, I don't think so, like this. And he's so good with people, and he sort of went, "Oh," like this. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. If that person ever knew...
Who they'd asked. Who they'd asked. Let's have a look at Phantom, not that we need reminding of this astonishing performance. Kelvin, if you had to put your finger on the magic ingredient of Lloyd Webber musicals, what do you think it would be?
Well, what he managed to do is he managed to take a sort of a classical sense and popularise it. So actually, it was as though every musical had a Nessun Dorma in it. There was always one song which captivated. Now all his musicals were great in some respects, but some were greater than others. I mean, I went and saw Aspects of Love, and I must say, I think there was one song in that, and I think I heard it 12 times. So I'm being slightly uncharitable there, but the truth about the matter is, he is a driven man. I mean, you don't get that sense, but this is a guy who really believes in what he does. He is petulant, and he would be as petulant at 60 as he was at 6. And that's what drives him on. He is competitive. So he talks about Rodgers and Hammerstein, or he'll talk about Tim Rice, or he'll talk about anybody's other show in the West End. He'll have a view about it. This is a guy who will be writing stuff when they finally nail down the coffin.
Well, let's hope he is. Final vote, then, from you. You can choose one musical of Lloyd Webber's to take with you to a desert island. Not just you personally, but which you think typifies him at his best. What do you think is Lloyd Webber's best musical?
Well, mine, as far as I'm concerned, is...
Sunset Boulevard?
Yeah, has to be Sunset Boulevard.
OK.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, yeah.
Bonnie, which one are you going for?
Well, probably because of a personal nature, Cats, because of the fact that it brings back happy memories for me as a person, too. But Jesus Christ Superstar is sensational, actually.
Me the casting vote, doesn't it, really?
Oh. Yes, go on.
No pressure, then. I loved watching Cats, but I think his greatest musical is Jesus Christ Superstar. That's the one that does it for me. It's an astonishing piece of work.
As well.
Absolutely astonishing.
Can I just give you this? Because
oh, yeah, Faith's got a present.
Oh, I've got this present. This is from Joyce Hoburn. She's very sick at the moment. It's been handed down from generation to generation. It's a it's a Victorian Bible of wonderful flowers and anecdotes and beautiful things. She wants you to have it.
Lord.
And she's not very well. So
written by Lord Lloyd Webber.
Joyce Hoburn, thank you very much.
Joyce.
She wants...
Thank you.
It's a collector's item.
Oh. Victorian album from the final show. Very nice. And my thanks to the lady who gave it to me, and to Bonnie, to Kelvin, and to Faith. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Andrew.